Today, I want to talk about a simple yet transformative idea: focus on yourself, not others. In a world buzzing with constant comparisons, distractions, and external expectations, it's easy to lose sight of the most important person in your life, you. When we shift our focus inward, we unlock our true potential and find genuine happiness. In our daily lives, we are constantly surrounded by opportunities to compare ourselves to others. Social media platforms, workplaces, schools, and even casual conversations often present a subtle or sometimes glaring reminder of someone else's accomplishments, possessions, or lifestyle. It's natural to notice these things, but dwelling on them can be damaging to our self-esteem and overall happiness. The habit of comparison is often referred to as the thief of joy, and rightfully so. It robs us of the ability to appreciate our unique path in life and replaces contentment with envy, inadequacy, and frustration. The problem with comparison lies in its very nature. When we compare ourselves to others, we often judge our behind-the-scenes reality against their carefully curated highlights. Social media is a prime example of this phenomenon. People tend to showcase the best moments of their lives: vacations, achievements, relationships, and successes, while rarely sharing their struggles, insecurities, or failures. As a result, we end up comparing our unfiltered lives to someone else's best moments, which is neither fair nor realistic. This distorted perspective can lead to feelings of inadequacy and the false belief that we're falling behind in life. Focusing too much on others also creates a pattern of external validation. When we compare ourselves, we often crave acknowledgement, approval, or validation from outside sources. This creates a dangerous cycle where our self-worth becomes tied to how we measure up in the eyes of others. For example, someone might feel confident about their career until they see a peer receive a promotion. Suddenly question their own progress, even though they were previously content with their journey. This reliance on external metrics undermines our intrinsic sense of value and happiness. Another significant downside of comparison is that it distracts us from our own growth. When we're busy analyzing someone else's achievements, we lose precious time and energy that could be spent improving ourselves. Instead of focusing on how far we've come or what steps we can take to grow, we fixate on how we stack up against others. This mindset prevents us from recognizing our unique potential and celebrating the progress we've already made. In essence, comparison keeps us stuck in a cycle of dissatisfaction, unable to fully appreciate our individuality. It's also important to understand that everyone's journey is different. Life is not a race with a single finish line or a uniform path to success. People have diverse goals, backgrounds, challenges, and opportunities, which makes comparison inherently flawed. For instance, someone who seems to have achieved a certain level of success may have faced completely different circumstances than you. Perhaps they had resources or support that you didn't, or maybe they've struggled in ways that aren't immediately visible. A snapshot of someone else's life doesn't tell the full story, and comparing yourself to that snapshot is not a fair or accurate way to measure your own progress. One of the most liberating realizations is that someone else's success does not diminish your own. In fact, their achievements have no bearing on your worth or potential. Life isn't a zero-sum game where someone else's win means your loss. This mindset shift is crucial for breaking free from the cycle of comparison. Instead of viewing others as competition, try to see them as inspiration or as proof that success is possible. Celebrate their achievements without letting them diminish your own self-confidence. To move away from comparison, it's essential to cultivate gratitude and self-awareness. Take time to reflect on your own journey and acknowledge the progress you've made. Focus on your unique strengths, talents, and qualities rather than on how you perceive others. Celebrate your wins, no matter how small they may seem. When you shift your focus inward, you begin to realize that your value comes from being authentically yourself, not from how you measure up to others. One practical way to avoid the comparison trap is to limit your exposure to triggers. For example, if scrolling through social media often leaves you feeling inadequate, consider reducing your time on those platforms or unfollowing accounts that make you feel less than. Instead, surround yourself with content and people that inspire you and support your growth. Another strategy is to practice mindfulness. When you catch yourself comparing, pause and ask yourself why. What need or insecurity is driving this comparison? By addressing the root cause, you can begin to shift your focus back to your own path. It's also helpful to set personal goals and define success on your own terms. When you have a clear vision of what you want to achieve, you're less likely to be distracted by what others are doing. For example, if your goal is to improve your physical health, focus on making incremental progress rather than comparing your fitness level to someone else's. Celebrate your milestones, whether it's running an extra mile, eating healthier meals, or simply feeling more energetic. When your focus is on your own progress, you're more likely to feel fulfilled and motivated. Freeing yourself from the comparison trap allows you to embrace your unique journey. It opens the door to greater self-confidence, peace, and contentment. You begin to see life not as a competition, but as an opportunity to grow, learn, and become the best version of yourself. By focusing on your own path, you cultivate a sense of purpose and fulfillment that isn't dependent on external validation or how you measure up to others. Remember, the only person you should compare yourself to is the person you were yesterday. Progress, no matter how small, is a victory worth celebrating. Life is too short to spend it chasing someone else's dreams or worrying about their opinions. Focus on yourself, invest in your growth, and celebrate the beauty of your own journey. That is where true happiness and success lie. Setting personal goals is one of the most empowering actions you can take to direct your life toward fulfillment and success. Personal goals are not just arbitrary benchmarks, they are deeply connected to your values, dreams, and aspirations. They serve as a roadmap, providing clarity and focus in a world full of distractions and external pressures. When you set goals that are meaningful to you, you give yourself a sense of purpose and the motivation to push forward, regardless of what others are doing. The beauty of personal goals is that they are entirely yours. They reflect your individuality, your unique circumstances, and your ambitions. This is why setting personal goals is such an important aspect of focusing on yourself rather than comparing yourself to others. When you have a clear vision of what you want to achieve, you are less likely to be swayed by the opinions, successes, or judgments of others. You're not trying to live up to someone else's standards. Instead, you're carving out your own path. One of the most significant advantages of setting personal goals is the sense of control and direction it gives you. Without goals, life can feel aimless, like you're drifting from one day to the next without a clear sense of purpose. Goals provide structure and intent. For example, if your dream is to start your own business, setting specific milestones such as drafting a business plan, saving startup capital, or networking with industry professionals gives you actionable steps to turn that dream into reality. Each goal you accomplish becomes a building block toward achieving the larger vision you've set for yourself. When you define your goals, you also take a stand against the influence of external expectations. It's easy to feel pressured by societal norms, family expectations, or peer achievements. Society often has a one-size-fits-all definition of success. Perhaps it's a high-paying job, a big house, or a certain lifestyle. But if these things don't align with your values, pursuing them can leave you feeling empty, even if you succeed by external standards. Personal goals free you from this trap by encouraging you to define success on your own terms. What makes you feel fulfilled? What brings you joy and purpose? These are the questions that should guide your goal-setting process. Setting personal goals also fosters self-discipline and a sense of responsibility. When you commit to a goal, you're making a promise to yourself. Achieving that goal requires effort, perseverance, and sometimes sacrifices. For example, if you've set a goal to improve your physical health, you might commit to exercising regularly, eating nutritious foods, and prioritizing sleep. These actions require discipline, but the satisfaction of reaching your goal far outweighs the temporary discomfort of sticking to your plan. Moreover, the process of working toward a goal builds confidence and resilience. Each step forward reinforces your belief in your ability to overcome challenges and achieve what you set out to do. Another critical aspect of setting personal goals is that it shifts your focus inward. Instead of looking outward and measuring yourself against others, you're concentrating on your own progress. This inward focus allows you to celebrate your achievements, no matter how small they might seem. For instance, if your goal is to learn a new skill, such as playing a musical instrument or speaking a new language, every lesson mastered or milestone reached becomes a source of pride. These moments of self-recognition are incredibly powerful because they remind you of your growth and capability. Personal goals also provide a buffer against the distractions and noise of the outside world. It's easy to get caught up in what others are doing or to feel overwhelmed by the endless stream of information and opinions we encounter daily. However, when you have a clear sense of what you're working toward, these distractions lose their power. You're less likely to be pulled in a million directions because you have a defined purpose guiding your actions. Setting personal goals encourages mindfulness and intentionality. Each day you can ask yourself, what can I do today to bring me closer to my goal? This practice keeps you present and focused on what truly matters to you. Over time, this mindset transforms the way you approach life. Instead of simply reacting to circumstances or following the crowd, you're actively shaping your own future. It's also important to recognize that personal goals are not static. As you grow and evolve, your goals may change, and that's okay. What matters is that your goals continue to reflect your authentic self. For instance, you might set a career goal early in life, but as you gain experience and discover new passions, you may choose to pursue a completely different path. This flexibility ensures that your goals remain meaningful and relevant rather than becoming outdated or disconnected from who you are. Achieving personal goals, no matter how big or small, creates a sense of fulfillment and satisfaction. Each accomplishment reinforces the belief that you are capable of shaping your destiny. It's not just about the end result, but also the journey. The challenges you overcome, the lessons you learn, and the growth you experience along the way are invaluable. They contribute to your development as a person and provide a deep sense of pride that comes from knowing you've stayed true to yourself. Setting personal goals is a powerful way to take ownership of your life. It's a declaration that you are in control of your path and that your happiness and fulfillment are your responsibility. By focusing on your own aspirations rather than being influenced by others, you create a life that is authentically yours, a life that reflects your dreams, values, and potential. Practicing self-awareness is one of the most transformative steps you can take to lead a meaningful and fulfilling life. It is the process of tuning into your own thoughts, emotions, and behaviors to understand yourself on a deeper level. In a world that constantly demands our attention, whether through the buzz of technology, societal expectations, or comparisons with others, self-awareness offers a chance to step back and focus inward. It allows you to become more intentional about your choices, your relationships, and how you navigate the challenges of life. At its core, self-awareness is about knowing who you are and recognizing the unique aspects of your personality, strengths, and limitations. Without this understanding, it's easy to become reactive or influenced by external pressures. For instance, you might find yourself pursuing a career path that others expect of you, only to realize later that it doesn't align with your passions or values. When you lack self-awareness, you may make decisions that lead to dissatisfaction or even burnout. However, when you take the time to reflect on what truly matters to you, you gain clarity about what brings you fulfillment, enabling you to make choices that align with your authentic self. One of the most significant benefits of self-awareness is its ability to enhance emotional intelligence. By recognizing your own emotions and understanding how they influence your behavior, you become better equipped to manage them effectively. For example, if you're aware that certain situations make you anxious, you can take proactive steps to address those feelings, whether by practicing mindfulness, seeking support, or breaking the situation into manageable steps. Similarly, understanding your emotional triggers helps you respond to challenges with greater composure and resilience. Rather than reacting impulsively, you can pause, reflect, and choose a response that aligns with your values and goals. Self-awareness also helps you identify patterns in your life that may be holding you back. Many of us have habits or beliefs that, if left unchecked, can prevent us from reaching our potential. For instance, you might notice a tendency to procrastinate when faced with difficult tasks or to shy away from opportunities because of self-doubt. By recognizing these patterns, you can take intentional steps to address them, replacing unproductive behaviors with actions that support your growth. This process requires honesty and vulnerability, but it's through this introspection that real change becomes possible. Another critical aspect of self-awareness is understanding your strengths and weaknesses. Everyone has areas where they excel and areas where they struggle, and acknowledging both is key to personal growth. Knowing your strengths allows you to leverage them in ways that enhance your life, whether by pursuing a career that aligns with your talents or by using your skills to help others. At the same time, recognizing your weaknesses doesn't mean dwelling on them. It means understanding where you might need support or where there's room for improvement. For example, if you know that time management isn't your strong suit, you can take steps to develop strategies or seek tools that help you stay organized. Self-awareness also fosters deeper and more authentic relationships. When you have a clear understanding of your own needs, boundaries, and communication style, you can express yourself more effectively to others. This clarity helps reduce misunderstandings and fosters mutual respect in your interactions. Additionally, being self-aware allows you to empathize with others as you're better able to recognize and validate their emotions and perspectives. In this way, self-awareness not only benefits you, but also enhances the quality of your relationships and connections with others. Developing self-awareness requires intentional practice, and it's a journey that evolves over time. One effective way to cultivate self-awareness is through reflection. Taking a few moments each day to evaluate your thoughts, feelings, and actions can provide valuable insights. For example, you might ask yourself, what went well today? What could I have handled differently? How did I feel in certain situations? And why writing down your reflections in a journal can further deepen this practice, as it allows you to track patterns and growth over time. Another way to enhance self-awareness is by seeking feedback from others. While introspection is important, sometimes we have blind spots that prevent us from seeing ourselves objectively. Trusted friends, family members, or colleagues can offer valuable perspectives on how you come across to others or how your actions impact those around you. Receiving feedback requires humility and an open mind, but it can be incredibly enlightening. It's not about seeking approval, but about gaining insights that help you grow. Mindfulness is another powerful tool for building self-awareness. By practicing mindfulness, you learn to observe your thoughts and emotions without judgment. This practice helps you stay present and attuned to your internal experience rather than being swept away by external distractions or automatic reactions. For instance, during a stressful situation, mindfulness allows you to recognize your stress without being overwhelmed by it. You can then choose how to respond in a way that aligns with your goals and values. Self-awareness also requires self-compassion. As you begin to explore your thoughts and behaviors, you may uncover aspects of yourself that you wish were different. It's important to approach these discoveries with kindness and understanding rather than self-criticism. Everyone has imperfections, and acknowledging them is a natural part of personal growth. By treating yourself with the same compassion you would offer a friend, you create a supportive environment for self-improvement. Self-awareness is about reclaiming ownership of your life. When you understand yourself deeply, you're no longer at the mercy of external influences or unconscious habits. Instead, you become an active participant in shaping your destiny. You're able to set goals that truly resonate with your values, build relationships that enrich your life, and navigate challenges with confidence and grace. Self-awareness is not a destination, but a lifelong journey, a practice that continuously empowers you to live authentically and with intention. By focusing inward and embracing who you are, you unlock the potential to create a life that is both meaningful and fulfilling. Celebrating your own progress is a deeply empowering practice that not only boosts your confidence, but also reinforces your commitment to personal growth. In a world where comparisons are often the norm, taking the time to recognize and honor your achievements, big or small, keeps the focus on your unique journey. It helps you stay motivated, fosters a positive mindset, and creates a sense of fulfillment as you acknowledge how far you've come. Instead of seeking validation from external sources, you build an internal reservoir of pride and satisfaction, which fuels further growth and resilience. One of the most important aspects of celebrating your progress is that it allows you to recognize the effort you've put into achieving your goals. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a testament to your dedication and perseverance. For instance, if you're working toward a fitness goal, even small milestones, such as exercising consistently for a week or improving your stamina, deserve recognition. Acknowledging these moments affirms your hard work and commitment, reminding you that progress is a journey made up of many small steps. When you celebrate your progress, you also cultivate gratitude for your efforts and the resources that have supported your growth. Gratitude shifts your perspective from what you haven't achieved yet to what you have already accomplished. This shift is powerful because it creates a positive feedback loop. Instead of feeling frustrated by how far you have to go, you feel encouraged by how much you've already done. For example, if you're learning a new skill, taking the time to appreciate the knowledge you've gained so far can inspire you to keep moving forward with enthusiasm and confidence. Celebrating your progress is also a way to stay present and grounded in the moment. Often, people become so focused on their ultimate goals that they overlook the significance of their current achievements. This destination mindset can lead to feelings of inadequacy or impatience, as you might feel that you're not moving fast enough. By pausing to celebrate where you are, you acknowledge that growth is not just about reaching the end goal, it's about the journey and the lessons learned along the way. For instance, if you're pursuing a long-term career aspiration, celebrating each promotion, project completion, or skill mastered along the way keeps you engaged and appreciative of the process. Another benefit of celebrating your progress is that it builds self-confidence. Each milestone you achieve is proof that you are capable of overcoming challenges and achieving what you set out to do. This confidence grows with every success, creating a strong foundation of belief in your abilities. For example, if you're working on improving your communication skills, successfully navigating a difficult conversation or delivering a presentation can serve as powerful reminders of your capability. These moments of success reinforce your belief in yourself, encouraging you to tackle even greater challenges in the future. Taking the time to celebrate also fosters resilience. Life is full of ups and downs, and progress is rarely linear. There will be setbacks and moments when it feels like you're not moving forward at all. Celebrating your progress helps you stay focused on the positives, even during difficult times. It reminds you that growth is happening, even if it's not immediately visible. For example, if you're working on a personal development goal such as building patience, recognizing small improvements like pausing before reacting or staying calm in a stressful situation can help you stay motivated and committed to your efforts. It's important to remember that celebrating progress doesn't have to be grand or elaborate. Simple acts of acknowledgement can be just as meaningful. For instance, treating yourself to a favorite meal, writing down your accomplishments in a journal, or sharing your success with a trusted friend are all ways to celebrate. What matters is the intentionality behind the act, the recognition that your effort and progress are worthy of celebration. This practice also shifts your focus away from external validation. In a society that often emphasizes competition and comparison, it's easy to measure your success against others. However, when you celebrate your progress, you're focusing on your own growth and achievements. This internal validation is more sustainable and meaningful because it's based on your personal journey, not someone else's standards or expectations. For instance, if you're learning to run and complete your first 5K, the pride you feel in your effort and dedication matters more than how your time compares to others. Celebrating progress fosters a sense of self-compassion. It's a reminder that you don't have to be perfect or have everything figured out to deserve recognition and appreciation. Progress is about moving forward, not about achieving perfection. By celebrating your efforts, you show yourself kindness and acceptance, even as you strive for improvement. This self-compassion creates a supportive environment for growth, making it easier to embrace challenges and learn from mistakes. Celebrating your progress is an essential part of focusing on yourself and your journey. It keeps you motivated, boosts your confidence, and reinforces positive habits, all while helping you stay present and grateful for how far you've come. By intentionally acknowledging your achievements, you create a strong foundation for continued growth and fulfillment, ensuring that you stay connected to your unique path and purpose. Learning to set boundaries with others is one of the most valuable skills you can cultivate to focus on yourself and prioritize your well-being. Boundaries are essential for maintaining healthy relationships, preserving your mental and emotional energy, and fostering a sense of autonomy. They are not about creating distance or pushing others away, but about establishing limits that allow you to honor your own needs, values, and goals. By setting boundaries, you create a space where you can grow and thrive without being overwhelmed by external demands or pressures. Setting boundaries begins with understanding your own needs and limits. This requires self-awareness and a willingness to reflect on what you can and cannot tolerate in different areas of your life. For example, you might realize that working overtime frequently leaves you feeling drained and unable to spend quality time with your family or pursue personal interests. Recognizing this allows you to set a boundary around your work hours, ensuring that you have time to recharge and maintain balance. Without this clarity, it's easy to become overcommitted or to say yes to things that don't align with your priorities. Boundaries are also a way to protect your energy and focus. In a world filled with distractions and demands, it's easy to feel pulled in multiple directions, leaving little time for yourself. Setting boundaries helps you manage these competing demands by making intentional choices about how you spend your time and energy. For instance, you might limit your availability to respond to non-urgent emails or decline social invitations that don't align with your current goals. These actions are not about being selfish, but about being mindful of what truly matters to you. Another critical aspect of setting boundaries is communicating them effectively. Boundaries are only meaningful if others understand and respect them. This requires clear and assertive communication, which can sometimes feel uncomfortable, especially if you're not used to advocating for yourself. However, expressing your boundaries in a calm and respectful manner helps others understand your needs and fosters mutual respect. For example, if a colleague frequently interrupts your focus with non-urgent requests, you might say, "I need some uninterrupted time to concentrate on my work. Let's schedule a time to discuss this later." This approach is firm yet respectful, ensuring that your boundary is clear without creating unnecessary conflict. Setting boundaries also helps you cultivate healthier relationships. When you establish limits, you encourage others to respect your time, energy, and emotional space. This creates a dynamic of mutual respect where both parties can thrive. For instance, in a friendship, setting boundaries might mean expressing your need for space if a friend frequently relies on you for emotional support. By doing so, you're not rejecting the friendship, but ensuring that it remains balanced and sustainable. Healthy boundaries prevent resentment from building up, allowing relationships to flourish in a way that is supportive for everyone involved. Boundaries are especially important when it comes to managing toxic or draining relationships. Some people may consistently disregard your needs or take advantage of your generosity, leaving you feeling depleted or unvalued. In such cases, setting boundaries is a way to protect yourself and maintain your well-being. This might mean limiting contact with certain individuals or establishing clear limits on what you're willing to do for them. For example, if a family member often criticizes your life choices, you might set a boundary by saying, "I value our relationship, but I need you to respect my decisions without judgment." While this can be challenging, it's a vital step toward creating a healthier dynamic. One of the challenges of setting boundaries is dealing with the discomfort that can arise when others react negatively to them. People who are used to you saying yes or accommodating their needs may resist your boundaries, viewing them as rejection or selfishness. However, it's important to remember that setting boundaries is not about pleasing others, it's about honoring yourself. While it's natural to want to maintain harmony, prioritizing your well-being is essential for long-term happiness and fulfillment. Over time, those who truly care about you will come to respect and appreciate your boundaries. Setting boundaries also requires consistency. Once you establish a boundary, it's important to uphold it, even when it's difficult. For example, if you've set a boundary around not checking work emails after a certain time, it might be tempting to break that rule when an urgent email comes through. However, consistently respecting your own boundaries reinforces their importance and helps others take them seriously. It also strengthens your resolve and confidence in advocating for yourself. In addition to protecting your time and energy, boundaries play a crucial role in fostering self-respect. When you set and maintain boundaries, you send a powerful message to yourself that your needs and values matter. This boosts your self-esteem and reinforces your sense of worth, making it easier to navigate life's challenges with confidence. For example, by setting a boundary with a demanding friend, you affirm your right to prioritize your well-being, which can be deeply empowering. Setting boundaries is also an act of self-care. It allows you to create a life that aligns with your values and priorities rather than being dictated by external demands. For instance, if you're working on a personal project or pursuing a new hobby, setting boundaries around your time ensures that you have the space to focus on what brings you joy and fulfillment. This not only enhances your sense of purpose, but also contributes to your overall happiness and well-being. Setting boundaries is about creating a life that supports your growth, happiness, and fulfillment. It's a way to honor yourself while also fostering healthy and respectful relationships with others. While the process can be challenging, it's a skill that becomes easier with practice and yields immense rewards. By setting boundaries, you take control of your life and create the space you need to focus on what truly matters to you, empowering yourself to live authentically and with intention. Practicing self-compassion is a transformative approach to life that empowers you to navigate challenges, celebrate your successes, and embrace your humanity without the harsh judgment often associated with self-criticism. It is the act of treating yourself with the same kindness, understanding, and support that you would extend to a dear friend facing similar circumstances. By cultivating self-compassion, you foster emotional resilience, enhance your mental well-being, and create an internal environment where personal growth can flourish. At the heart of self-compassion is the recognition that imperfection is an inherent part of the human experience. No one is immune to mistakes, failures, or setbacks. When you embrace this truth, you allow yourself to let go of the unrealistic expectation of perfection. Instead of berating yourself for falling short, you acknowledge your efforts and view challenges as opportunities for growth. For example, if you make an error at work, self-compassion encourages you to reflect on what you can learn from the experience rather than dwelling on feelings of inadequacy. This mindset shift fosters a sense of empowerment and helps you move forward with greater clarity and purpose. Another core aspect of self-compassion is cultivating mindfulness, the practice of being present and aware of your thoughts and emotions without judgment. Mindfulness allows you to acknowledge your struggles without becoming consumed by them. When faced with a difficult situation, it's easy to spiral into negative self-talk, magnifying your perceived flaws and failures. Self-compassion, combined with mindfulness, interrupts this cycle by encouraging you to observe your emotions with curiosity and acceptance. For instance, if you're feeling overwhelmed by a personal challenge, instead of telling yourself, "I'm failing," you might say, "I'm feeling overwhelmed right now," and that's okay. This shift in perspective allows you to approach the situation with greater emotional balance and self-awareness. Practicing self-compassion also means challenging the inner critic that often fuels feelings of inadequacy and self-doubt. Many people have an internal dialogue that is harsh and unforgiving, holding themselves to impossibly high standards. Self-compassion invites you to replace this critical voice with one that is kind and supportive. For example, if you're struggling with a fitness goal and miss a workout, your inner critic might say, "You're so lazy, you'll never succeed." Self-compassion, on the other hand, encourages a gentler response. "It's okay to miss a workout, I'll try again tomorrow." This kinder approach not only alleviates unnecessary guilt, but also helps you stay motivated and focused on your goals. Self-compassion also fosters healthier relationships with others. When you are kind and understanding toward yourself, you are more likely to extend the same kindness and understanding to those around you. It reduces the tendency to project your insecurities onto others or to seek validation from external sources. For example, if you are comfortable accepting your own imperfections, you are less likely to judge others harshly for theirs. This creates a more compassionate and supportive dynamic in your interactions, strengthening your relationships and building deeper connections. Another important dimension of self-compassion is its role in reducing stress and anxiety. Harsh self-criticism often exacerbates feelings of stress as it creates a constant internal pressure to be better or do more. Self-compassion, on the other hand, allows you to acknowledge your limits and give yourself permission to rest and recharge. For instance, if you're feeling burnt out from work, self-compassion encourages you to take a step back and prioritize self-care, recognizing that rest is not a weakness but a necessary part of maintaining your well-being. This practice helps you approach life's demands with greater balance and sustainability. Practicing self-compassion also helps you develop a growth-oriented mindset. Instead of viewing setbacks as failures, you see them as opportunities to learn and improve. This perspective not only reduces the fear of failure, but also encourages you to take risks and pursue new challenges with confidence. For example, if you're learning a new skill and encounter difficulties, self-compassion reminds you that struggling is a natural part of the learning process. It motivates you to persevere rather than giving up, knowing that growth takes time and effort. Incorporating self-compassion into your daily life requires intentional effort and practice, especially if you're accustomed to being self-critical. One effective way to cultivate self-compassion is through self-affirmation, regularly reminding yourself of your strengths, accomplishments, and inherent worth. For example, you might start each day by reflecting on something you're proud of or expressing gratitude for your efforts. Over time, these small acts of self-kindness build a foundation of self-acceptance and confidence. Another powerful practice is self-soothing, which involves finding ways to comfort yourself during difficult times. This might include engaging in activities that bring you joy, such as spending time in nature, practicing yoga, or listening to music. By nurturing yourself in moments of distress, you reinforce the belief that you are deserving of care and compassion, even when things aren't going as planned. Self-compassion is not about excusing mistakes or avoiding accountability. Rather, it's about creating a supportive internal environment where you can grow, learn, and thrive. It empowers you to face life's challenges with resilience, celebrate your successes without guilt, and embrace your imperfections as a natural part of being human. By practicing self-compassion, you shift the focus from striving for perfection to honoring your journey, allowing you to live with greater authenticity, fulfillment, and peace.